I always love when we have a baker on our show because I'm in awe because believe it or not, because folks who cook don't bake and folks who bake don't cook. Do I have that right, Deidre Brickus? Yes.
I mean, sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah, I say I'm a better cook, so we'll see.
There you go. This is Deidre Brickus on Bolton Street. There's a great little bakery that she's got. It is called Sweethouse Creations, and we're kidding around before we started the segment back on the commercial about their secret ingredients in this, and one of the reasons they're secret ingredients, I'm still not going to tell you what it is because you are a vegan, you are gluten-free, you are mostly allergy-free, which I think if you're a baker, that's kind of tough to bake for folks because they have all these allergies out there, right?
It is. It's challenging because like what happens is people assume that vegan doesn't taste good. So you always have to figure out, for me, I try to figure out what works. So I take my chemistry background and try to play and experiment with different ingredients to figure out like how to make it taste like.
And you're going to notice the finished product. We're going to do some definitely autumn-based brownie right now. You're going to notice the finished product is the same and it tastes just as good, right?
Yes.
Let's go to work. We're going to do pumpkin swirl brownies here. And you do what's called, and I love this, it's called reverse creaming.
Yes.
Right?
So
explain what that is.
So when we're doing cakes, we do to keep the moisture because gluten-free can dry out ingredients. So you want to incorporate fat into the dry ingredients so that it holds the moisture when it's baking.
Okay, well let's start with the wet stuff though. And this is where the magic can of stuff comes in. Go ahead. What's in here? Go ahead.
So what this is, and the special ingredient is actually chickpea liquid.
Look at this.
So what you do is it acts as a egg replacement, and then you whip it up, and it becomes almost like a meringue, and you can make it with frosting, as you can see, or you could put it in brownies.
Just the liquid, or are you putting the whole thing in there?
Just the liquid.
Just the liquid.
Yep.
I've always wondered what to do with the liquid of garbanzo beans, and now you've got something
you can
for
save it.
There's the secret ingredient. Excellent. All right. So you mix that together, and just like any other baking you do, you keep the wet stuff wet and the dry stuff dry, right?
Correct.
All right. Take us through. Go ahead.
So we have that already mixed here with the egg replacement. We have the sugars and some fats, the butter, and then we're going to take our dry ingredients, which is the cocoa powder, gluten-free flour that we're using.
Right.
And then you have your additional baking ingredients, salts, and flavor. So we're going to pour it into here.
Right.
And all you're going to do is we're just going to mix it together.
Again, not seeing anything different than my daughter does when she's baking at home, but she doesn't use garbanzo juice. Can you call it that? Garbanzo juice?
See, I'm like, I get tricky, so I'm like, it's chickpeas.
Chickpea juice. Well, you call it whatever you want.
So now it looks like a dough, right?
Yes, it does.
And then it's almost all the way incorporated. And so what we're going to do with this brownie is not just going to be a classic regular brownie. We're going to make it a fall. So we're going to add some pumpkin into a cheesecake mixture.
Just so you don't hear the beeping. Go ahead.
And so what's going to happen in here, we're going to fold it in. We already added pumpkin spice in there, some vanilla, salt.
All that stuff is irregular stuff. And I love that because, the more you do this, I'm looking at, there's, vegan. Sometimes people go, oh, I don't want vegan. But they're the same
you
stuff,
gotta,
right?
you got to experiment in your kitchen. There's stuff that you could, yes, it could be costly, but there's some things that are reasonably priced and you can look around.
You can't cheap out. You want good, you got to invest.
Right.
Put this together, and while you do that into the baking, and you're doing this at a lower heat as well, right?
Yeah, so when it comes to vegan and gluten-free baking, slow and low is better.
There you go. Throw that in. While we do that, I want to call attention to all the other things that, again, vegan, gluten-free, but you'd never know it based on, you've got the cupcakes here, you got lemon berry and a caramel, vanilla, and then Oreo here. And by the way, could we get, Brendan, tilt up, get a look at that beautiful cake right there. That is just absolutely exquisite looking.
It is.
And you can't tell that there's no difference in it, even though it's vegan. And we got to go, but you put that in for how long into the oven?
350. You're going to just scoop in some of the pumpkin on top.
Right.
Right. And then we're going to swirl it up a little.
I love it. And then
we put it in the oven.
And the finished product is, look at this, for the sake of TV time, look at this. Oh, they told me not to play with the sharpener. There you go. Take a look at that. Oh my God. You can't tell that these are vegan, and you can't tell, especially when you eat one, they are delicious. Oh yeah. Very nice. You can check out Sweethouse Creations and Deidre's great work. Deidre, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you. And
It's-
we're going to be at the Big E, the September 28th to the 29th, and we're also going to be at Glastonbury Apple Festival.
Which means, Tim Lammers, you who always spend time at the Big E, know where to get these great vegan, gluten-free, everything good-free except the goodness. It's all good brownies. Back to you.
Yep. And Glastonbury Harvest